What's going on, football fans? Moving on with the breakdown of the Atlanta game, we're going to move on to Jordan Mailata, the big, beautiful Australian tackle. And if you followed along this channel last season, you were by no means surprised that the Eagles went ahead and gave him this extension, considering the learning curve and his development over the past 3 years. Sky's the limit for him this season. I think we all can agree that if he continues the same curve, he's going to be really, really good this season. But without further ado, let's take a look at him in the Atlanta game. Starting off the game here, the first play is the bubble screen to Quest Watkins, and you want to let the end go here because he's going to shoot up for the quarterback. He's not a threat to the bubble screen, so you want Mailata to just shoot up for the linebackers from the second level at this point. He does that. First off, he puts 54 on his ass right there with a good strong punch, and then he gets also a push for to Deion Jones, so the linebackers don't become a part of the play. Another bubble screen here, not too much fancy about Jordan Mailata. All I want you to notice is the pop that he gives in his hip when he's delivering the punch here to the defensive end here. Stands him up, gets his feet off the ground. Really strong punch right there. Tremendous rep here against the stand-up pass rusher right here, who is trying to beat him off the edge, trying to beat him with speed, going way upfield. So that's when you have the wide 9 guy. You want to take more steps when he's going upfield, so you're in full control of him, not leaving the inside vulnerable. Mailata does a good job of that, and as he's taken on him, he has that 1 foot planted and 1 foot to absorb some of the power that he generates as he's trying to get on the edge here. Turn the hips as he's committing, and then lay on top of him, shout at that guy. Another really good rep in pass protection right here against the wide 9 pass rusher, who's going to try an inside to out spin move. Does not work at all for Mailata. He has good feet. He has good balance here as he's taking it on. And then the counter move from the pass rusher here is to sort of go into a bull rush mode. I would not do that on Jordan Mailata after you just had all your momentum taken away. Mailata pulls his arms down. That is fine. We have a guy who's stretched out as much as he is. Pull him down. Get him on the turf. Good rep here, once again against White 9, who commits to the edge extremely quickly. And Jordan, something I haven't seen him do before, is that he's sort of punching him outside. And the positive in that, or why you want to do that, why you want to have a guy who's coming to the edge and then punch him so all his momentum goes further to the outside, is so you take away the inside counter move. Because if you punch him to the edge, you have full control of him. You can flip your hips and then just drive him upfield. So I like the idea in that. Of course, Hurts gets flushed out, so it doesn't become as pretty, but Jordan does exactly what he has to do. Once again here, I mean, it's an outside run to the opposite side, so Mailata is not a key blocker on this play, but just another rep of him utilizing pulling when the defensive end gets a little bit too bendy, as he does right here. He's in a good position to just pull. Go ahead and do it. You're going to take the full control of the defensive end. Look at that up here at the top. Pull him down. It's fine. And then lay on top of him. Let him know it. Screen to Miles Sanders. To the backside is where Mailata's at. Going to take on 93, who is going to take that sharp angle towards him, get bendy. So he just pushes him to the ground. Easy peasy. Inside zone, Mailata going to take on 55. Once again, really good pop in his hips as he's taking him on. Boom. Drive him upwards, elevate him from the ground, and full control, and easy touchdown. What a fucking block by Seumalo, too. Outside power here, so they're going to run as far as they can to the outside. You're going to have 2 pullers. Jordan Mailata's job is to seal off Grady Jarrett, line up there at the defensive tackle position, seals him off well, gets him turned, and then full body, strong mode, get him on the ground, lay on top of him, let him feel it. Beautiful rep right here against the White 9 defensive end of stand-up outside linebacker. So as he's coming up here, snap, quick movements as he's coming back, good initial punch on his guy, take the force away from him, and as he's committing to the outside or to the edge of Mailata, turn the hips, drive him upfield. Beautiful rep. Another really good pass rep right here from against the White 9 pass rusher. He's going to try the one arm stab where you just extend your one arm as much as you can and then just drive with your feet. Problem is, when you're not strong enough to go against Jordan Mailata, what happens is you get in an angle. When you get in an angle, Mailata has found out that he could just pull the defender down, lay on top of them, let him know it. Another really good pass rep. So here you have actually a 4 technique defensive end and then a wide 9 out here. So a wide formation on the defensive line at this point in pass rush mode. And Jordan does a good job of keeping an eye on the defensive end as he is assisting on the defensive tackle here, helping Seumalo out. And then as soon as the wide 9 guy comes in, turns his hips, punches him, drives him upfield. Good rep. Beautiful rep here in pass protection against the wide 9 defender. And he's a little bit more in attack mode here. Look at his feet. They're planted. He's taking those 1-2 steps back, so he's removing all the power and all the momentum from the defensive end. And at that point, it's all over. He wins it. Zone to the left side with Kenneth Gainwell right here. Mailata's job is basically to seal off the dude out here to the outside, and he has the key block on the success of this play because he has him fully sealed. He even gets some turns. Even when he comes up and makes the contact, the perfect position for him is if he gets him sealed to the outside, so Gainwell can run straight behind him there as he's doing. Good block by Mailata. Another really good example here of Jordan Mailata utilizing pulling the defensive end when he gets a little bit too stretched out and when the ankle gets a little bit too extreme. See, he's coming up here and leans into Mailata face down, not in balance at all. And Mailata takes him and then just pulls him down. That is fine. That is a good move. Really like the challenge that he's being presented right here. That is an edge rusher in a wide 9 technique who's just rushing straight upfield because that challenges the angle that that Jordan has to take on him for it to be a successful rep, and he does it well here. The challenge is not turning prematurely with your hips, because if Jordan turns right here with his hips and this dude has a good inside angle, he's going to lose 10 times out of 10. But he does a good job here as he's turning of getting one arm on him, so he stalls the pass rush of the edge. So he's in control when he's trying to reverse back inside with the counter move, and that allows Jordan to get a second punch in on him. As he is trying to counter and go inside, because that is exactly what he wants. He wants to go as much upfield as possible and then counter inside. But that's a good move by Jordan. In pass protection here, really good get off. Smooth set. And what I like about this is that he has his feet more planted as he's taking on the defensive end, more than we saw even at the end of last season. So that is something that's encouraging to see. It's going to help him take on those bull rushers. Again, a good angle here, respects the inside well, gets his hands on him well, and having his feet planted there is making it easier for him to have his feet planted and deliver power forward instead of getting pushed back, as we saw sometimes last season. Follows it up with a really good pass rep right here. Attacking a little bit more than anticipating here. He doesn't take all his kick slides backwards, and it's because the defensive end is lined up a little bit more on him. So he doesn't have to respect the inside as much by taking a lot of kick steps. It takes him on well, gets both his hands on his shoulder, and really dictates the play on the defensive end. This is exactly what we talked about here in the rep prior to this one. Once again, he has a good get off and he has a good angle on the defensive end right here. But those subtle steps that he takes as he is engaging on the defensive end right here, his left leg is up in the air and not planted. And so what that does is, as soon as he initiates contact and the left leg is up in the air, the first step for him is going to be wide back. Then the recovery step with the right leg is going to be more out of balance than what we saw from the first rep. The result is that he gets pushed back a little bit more here, having Hurts flushing out the pocket as a result. Works well with Isaac Seumalo here on the defensive line stunt. This is what we call the tick game. Tick. Where I'm from, the I instead of the talk in the O. The I suggests that the inside defensive lineman is going first. So here you're going to see the inside guy is going to be looping outside, and the inside guy will be coming afterwards, and that's the guy you want to get the sack. But they work together really well to pick up this, and in full control gives Hurts a good pocket. Zone left. Now we're back to the good old stuff. Good combinations all over the line here. Jordan takes on the defensive end solo well. Good block. This time defensive end is lined up in the 5 technique, and as we've been talking about, no need to take those aggressive pass sets. You can pretty much just stand where you are, and that is definitely where Jordan Mailata is most comfortable because he has his feet planted well, and he's got that inside arm on the defender in full control of him when he's trying to do this inside counter move, as he keeps doing right here, and then you can plant your outside leg and follow through. It's a good rep by Mailata. Another good rep against the bull rush from the wide 9 here. Good angle, respects the inside. He tries to bull rush, has his hat high, but his feet are better on this rep because he's taking those 1, 2, 3 steps as he's coming back here, absorbing all the power instead of getting driven backwards and sort of hopping backwards. So this is a good rep. In pass protection against the defensive end, stalled a little bit by Segart's route, so he comes in a little bit late. Mailata's in a good position, respects the inside, good punch on him, and then drive him upfield as he's getting to the edge. Zone left, good pop against number 6 out here. Drive the arms upwards, does that once again. gets him turned, opens up a good lane here. Zone read for Hertz, and my last job is all he needs to do is just let the defensive end go and get a hand on 45. Doesn't have to be much, just enough so Hertz won't get caught by him. Gives him a little bit of a push and stalls him so he doesn't become a threat to tackle Hertz. A dive up the middle here from shotgun, something we didn't see too much of last season. That was primarily zone heavy. So we're gonna have the double team right here, and then singles out on Lane and Brandon. Mailata does a fine job right here. Gets his hands well on 55, and replaces his hands well so he doesn't become the part of that play. Once again, got to get those feet planted a little bit more when taking on the defensive end here. Otherwise, you're going to get pushed back a little too much. And he recovers, but you'd like him, as in the first rep that we saw, to be a little bit more in balance when he's taking on the contact. He's a big guy, he's strong, so when he takes on the contact, all he needs is just one solid plant, and he's good to go. This becomes a little bit more of hop skip. Um, just going to show that one more time. So like you want the steps to be bop bop bop. When he's holding his guy, you want every step he takes backward to deliver power into the defensive end and install him. What happens when he's out of balance at this point, like he is right here, he's sort of like jumping a little bit backwards, and that doesn't generate as much power. So still something to work on. Gets challenged a little bit here by an explosive move by the wide 9 defensive end right here, who's going to come at him initially if he wants to get do the bull rush, but then a pretty good club right here, an explosive move outside, challenges Mailata. He does what he has to do in terms of like the panic move, which is just drive the guy upfield as much as you possibly can, but he's lucky that Hertz gets flushed out there. Just a fucking dime by Hertz, man. Good hip explosion here on the zone to the left side. Hip, drive, up, fine. Gets a little bit out of balance there at the end there with the push-pull from the defensive end, but he's nowhere near making the play at that point, so Mailata did way enough that he had to. So here we have a simple zone to the right side. So all Mailata has to do is just take on the guy who's to the right of him, the defensive tackle right here. Now in this play, the defensive tackle is going to stunt to the weak side, so he's going to disappear. But that's okay. Mailata ends up chasing him a little bit here. That's fine. You just have to go with the flow, stick to the rules of the zone. What happens is that he stops because everything is flowing to that side, and so he ends up standing in the way of his running back, ultimately stopping the run play. So, Game Pass decided to only give us half of the fourth quarter and stop it pretty abruptly there, so we don't get the Jalen Reagor touchdown where Jordan Mailata essentially kills a guy. But I think we've all seen that a couple hundred times now. So that's going to do it for Joe Mailata this week, and we'll definitely check in next week as well.